My husband and I live west of Roseville now, and we farm, and we're both from that general area in Henderson County. That's where we both grew up. Well, I think Galesburg is growing, and we have a lot to offer, especially young people and young families. So we really enjoy coming here for grocery shopping, eating out. We take our son to Discovery Depot, all kinds of things that I think we have a lot to do. And then also I love the community college and the philanthropy work that I do, so I find it very rewarding to be able to give back to the community. Generosity in people, whether it's monetary, volunteerism, or sharing your wisdom, those are all three things that you can give back. You don't have to be really wealthy to be generous, and I think a lot of people think that you have to be. But that's why I really enjoy working in my current role, is we're able to work with students. They were able to give back, whether they're donating some canned goods that they had to our resource room for other students, or we're just using our volunteers and their wisdom, or it is working with a donor and they're able to give back a monetary amount because the college has helped them or helped the community and they want to give back. So I really believe that generosity is where it all stems from. Everyone wants to help each other, and that's why I really like what we do.
Helping people regain their stability. I deal with people who have been in the hospital or who have gone from the hospital to a nursing home to where they come back home and their life is kind of like jumbled. And so I help them by helping them set up services, helping them get resources that they need, kind of regain their balance to be able to continue to live at home, because that's what people want, is to remain living at home. But I try to make that as a smooth possible transition process as I can. And I mean, just knowing that I'm helping people regain their stability is what I love about my job. Galesburg is home. I mean, when I was that person when I was in college, I swore I was never coming back. I was gonna go to Chicago and live my life, and I ended up back in Galesburg because I lived in Peoria for a short stint and it just wasn't home. And so I love being a product of this community, being on the county board, being involved, being able to help make decisions, and just being an active participant in this community. It's everything.
I had an interesting career in that I've taught in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I started out my very first year after teaching in Rova, teaching 7th and 9th grade English. And then I also taught at Nielsen Elementary 5th grade and Lombard 7th grade English before becoming an assistant principal and athletic director at Lombard for 4 years. And then I moved on to Orion and became the principal of the middle school there. And then I returned to Galesburg and spent the last 3 years as principal of Silas Willard prior to this new position. I've had some fabulous experiences with students. Interestingly enough, the students that I had in my student teaching experience at Nielsen in 3rd grade were some of the same students I had as a 5th grade teacher at Nielsen 2 years later. I'm Facebook friends with some of those kids. I connect with the parents. Even in my position at Lombard and even Silas, working with parents and hearing student voice and making sure that everybody's part of the process. School is not something that's done to a child. It's something that we provide a child with, everybody's voice being heard. And over the course of the last year and a half, I've been able to do some district-wide improvements with staff members and working with staff, teachers to own material and resources we're going to use in the classroom is powerful. Because when everybody's sitting at the table, they all feel like they have some ownership in the process. So I'm excited about that.
I've always been a giver. That really drives me. And so in my first memory of being a philanthropist, or when you talk about philanthropy, that really started me thinking about it. And so my first memory is probably in the 3rd grade when I chose to ditch recess and go teach piano lessons down the hall to my friends in the special ed classroom, and that just brought me so much joy. I never thought about that as a career choice until a lot later in life, and then looking back, I'm proud of the work that I do, continue to do, and have that vision. It's just always been a part of who I am. I'm just a doer. I like being involved. My time spent in Lions is a lot of rewarding opportunities to help and serve my community. So it's just, that's what really gets me going. Some people have a lot of different ideas or hobbies, and mine is being with the community. Galesburg is really good at supporting Galesburg, and I don't think that you get that in a lot of larger communities. We really do a good job of lifting ourselves up when there's a need and really coming at it and rallying around it. So for that, go Galesburg.
My first job was an accountant, in accounting, and I kind of sat at a desk all day, didn't really have any interactions with people. Realized that wasn't really what was for me, so I got in, meeting the individual business owners, forming a relationship. Most of them are now like friends, family. They're on my Christmas card list. So it's just that bond that you form, and being their trusted advisor. They call you if something comes up and they just want to run something by you. So that's the best part of the job. And then seeing them, when they do succeed. Obviously they don't all succeed, but when they do succeed, you get to enjoy that with them as well. Well, you're only as strong as your community. So if you're young professionals, when I joined Young Professionals, and that was like a long time ago, but I'm not going to say how long ago. But I had just moved back to the area, so I didn't have as many connections as I do now. But I joined them. It was a good foot in the door. Met a lot of young people. A lot of them are some of my best friends today, and still because of that. So but then through that it opened doors for Chamber of Commerce, because we merged into the chambers. Now I have a lot of connections with people through the Chamber of Commerce. With my job, connections with business owners. It literally was like a stepping stone to other things.